Kneeling, he's just been stabbed through the neck, and Little John has he's just had like a bunch of dirt kicked up around him, and you hear him speak, gurgled through all of the through like the knife that's kind of going through his throat. It is going through his throat. Yeah, it's a whole rapier. He speaks and says, "Truly, you all did splendid. I couldn't even retrieve this because of all your efforts. But I still need this flesh. So, goodbye." And he raises up his right hand to his face, and he presses that last digit of his middle finger towards his lip, and goes, "Shh." And as he shushes at his finger, the air around you doesn't chill, it numbs, and all your bodies feel limp, almost like you're incapable of moving.
Paralyzed?
Indeed. And as he then slowly slides his neck down the rapier and plucks himself free of it.
Oh no.
And calmly stands back up and steps forward out of the fog. Malin, you see this silhouette emerge from the fog.
Oh no.
And you hear Henrik next to you collapse onto his side.
Oh no.
As it seems like he, just like stiff as a board, he was in some pose where like he just fell over. Charms, give me a dexterity saving throw, since you got a little lizard sitting on your shoulder. Or a little chameleon sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah, funny thing,
Immune to paralyze?
that Eldritch Cannon is immune to being paralyzed.
Oh, let's go.
Oh?
But, I'm not. You want me to make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, to see if you fall over, since the weight on your body is uneven.
Ah, I see. Does a 14 succeed?
No.
Ah!
As you're frozen still, your body tips over and you land on your back, feet pointing towards Rocco.
the little chameleon just crawls on top, so it sits on the shoulder on the front and looks at Rocco.
As he like shushed his finger, your chameleon didn't freeze with you like it was paralyzed. It curled up and turned off.
Oh, are we in the anti-magic zone?
Kind of, yes.
Okay. It's suppressed for the meanwhile. Switch on off.
Yes. And Rocco continues to walk forward, slowly limping like a zombie.
Uh-huh.
Malin, was it?
Oh no.
Again. I can't stop now. And he reaches up and grabs your antler again.
No!
This time not wasting any time, immediately you feel the pain of him pulling on your antler.
Oh god. Can I speak? Can I say anything? Can I do anything?
Your body's too numb to speak.
Oh
but
no.
He does say, as one last gift, I assume that lizard there is closest to you. He saved you.
Oh.
He reaches up his left hand, which is far more in shambles than the right one, and pokes the side of your head. And you can feel I think it's the message spell? Yeah. There's no word limit on this, but you don't have too much time to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
But you can feel the message spell, or cantrip, connect you to Charms' mind.
Okay.
And what do you say to Charms?
One really short sentence. Tell Talia I'm sorry. And that's
Do I
it.
get to respond mentally?
You can.
He's gonna say, "You can tell her that yourself. We'll make this for."
As you all lay paralyzed, or stand paralyzed, whichever pose you're in, you begin to hear this nauseous sound, which sounds sort of like wood being crunched really hard. Or like the sound of, you ever see like trees fall over or like be ripped up from the ground?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like that as you hear this like ripping noise followed by like cracking, until eventually it ceases. And then there's silence as you hear a few more odd noises, which sound to be like, actually, Lil Jon and Pepper, you two can see what looks to be, after he has reached over to Malin, you can only really see their silhouettes right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's holding some small, slender object in his hand,
Oh.
which gives off this ghastly, pale glow. And he reaches it over towards his left arm and seems to sink into him.
Oh no.
And after a few moments of it sinking into his arm, you see his silhouette vanish from reality. As after he disappears, after a little bit of time passes, you can see the dust is settling around you, and that finger bone from before, it's actually just hovering in the air between Pepper and Lil Jon right now. But slowly, it starts to flicker until it drops to the ground silently, and you can all move once again.
Charms rolls over and slaps another one of those pods into Malin.
You can
Non-hesitating.
try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up the bone and secure it. Make sure we've got it.
You do that. You try casting Cure Wounds on Malin, and you see like some steam kind of seal up bits of their head, but they're laying on their side, and it looks like it was the right antler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're facing away from you, and there's a lot of blood underneath their head right now.
He's gonna grab a hold of her head and see if that closed up the wound or not.
You turn her head to the side, and what would you see but a gaping hole about the size of like about 2 inches wide, right where her antler should be, and you can clearly see brain underneath it.
Guidance medicine check for a pulse.
Go for it. 18.
22.
22. You can very confidently say she has no pulse.
I'm gonna come over and also have a look and see Malin's okay. I think grab the finger. She breathing?
Charms gently lays her down and looks up at you and shakes his head. Archimedes, to me.
Sort of realizing, oh wait, fuck, this is worse than I thought. Pepper rushes over as well
She's dead.
and joins him on the ground next to her.
Do I see like he's gonna drag a finger through the blood? Is it thinner than normal blood is? Is it blood infused with spinal fluid?
Yeah, it is a little thinned out.
She's dead. Spinal fluid dripped out. Alderic! Are you alive? Charm stands up.
You don't hear any response as you call out.
Archimedes, check for Alderic.
Which one of you lot revived me?
Me. I did.
You can't repeat that?
I just did. He points towards her chest, where there's a splotch of a very bright reddish, greenish color. And he points towards your lower hip, and you'd see a very similar splotch. It did nothing. I assume Archimedes finds Alderic.
Yes. After a minute, they spot somebody laying up against a pillar, and they do find Alderic.
Question. Does Malin have any medical supplies on her?
Good question. Briar, did Malin have any medical supplies on her?
Yeah, she had, I think, an herbalism kit. Yeah.
Right, she had a cell for him.
Yeah, she has an herbalism kit. No, it's not an herbalism kit. It's a healer's kit. I lied.
Oh shit! He grabs a hold of that. So he starts going through her backpack a bit, finds it, and then just gets up and then starts to half sprint over towards Alderic.
Pepper's
You do
kind
that.
of just frozen over her, kind of stuck with the thought of like, why do I get to be brought back and you don't? You know, like that sort of like real just guilt shit. She's just stuck there for a moment.
Oh, ow.
Malin, you can't die like this. Come on, you got stuff to do.
As Sharm starts to sprint away, he shouts, "Check on Henrik."
You shout that to who?
To any one of these two who are alive.
You can see, anybody who's near him can see that Henrik is just kind of like gaining his faculties, like, because he kind of knows what happened next to him. He's just sitting up now in a daze. Damn. He got away, didn't he?
He did. Killed Malin in the process. Spinal fluid drained out of her skull as he pulled her horn out. The root with, so her bone is now with him.
That's not as important.
He raises an eyebrow and looks at Pepper.
Do we have any means to bring her back?
The one I tried failed. If anyone had Revivify, you missed your mark about 35 seconds ago. Closer to 2 minutes now.
So
It
what?
was my...
Because you
Go
couldn't
ahead.
get your shit together, now someone's dead.
He looks at Pepper. This is not the time to become emotional, Pepper.
No,
This is
apparently the
time.
time's 2 minutes now.
The time is to recuperate, think of a new strategy, and fight again.
Fat lot of good that'll do Malin.
Do not weep for the dead. They cannot appreciate your tears.
That's great, buddy. You let me know when you figure out how to stop bottling up your emotions.
Can I take a swing at charms?
Sure. Do you want to be a hit to like actually try and kill, which would deal damage, or just a punch? Just a punch.
No, it's like a punch. It's like you're being a dick.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
Give me
That
a
hits.
roll to hit.
I don't have a spell slot for shield, so
You get a firm and rather painful punch on, I guess, either the shoulder or arm.
Yeah, just like a straight like. I want to say like a deck to the face, but it also is like, those moments where it's like someone's being a bit very insensitive and the other person's very emotional, so you just get decked. Kind of like that moment. It's like a punch to the face, like knocks some sense.
You happy now?
Well,
He turns his punched cheek towards you. You happy?
She is dead.
She
And
is.
all you care about now is fucking recuperating.
He tilts his head. That's how you survive. You do not survive by moping around. Especially when the enemy we just faced is of such strength.
And you do not live by just, treating everything like a utilitarian bullshit fest.
That's exactly how I live.
It's
That's
not
exactly
living,
how
man.
I survived for as long as I have.
It's not living. It's just surviving.
Oh, I live plenty. Just not in a way that you would accept. Unfortunate
No,
as
you
it
know what?
is, Malin is dead. There's nothing we can do about it now. So let's focus on the mission.
Actually, there is one thing I have to do about it.
Burial, I understand.
I really don't think you do. And in fact, I'm gonna make one suggestion before you say anything else, which is that you step the fuck off and you back the fuck up. Do not talk to me unless you're prepared to find your innards on the ground. This is your only warning. Step off, go away, leave me be. You've got nothing helpful to contribute.
Sharms folds his arms and doesn't move an inch.
Acknowledging that he's at least shut the fuck up. Pepper's gonna get to it. She starts gathering Malin's personal effects, making sure there's definitely nothing in there that she could use. Try and revive her. Pepper does have the thought of like, I do have the finger, but I'm not sure that she would know whether there is a way to use that, like, as a revive thing.
Yeah, nothing really springs to mind. Like, maybe the fact that it was being used while she died might have something to do with it, but you can't really think of anything.
Someone aside from Charms. I got the finger. Could we use that?
Henrik speaks up and says, "It's possible, but for now we should get back to the cafe."
Yeah, what'll make that easier? Malin's able to walk herself. If it's possible, I want you to try.
Right now?
Now's our best chance, I reckon. Sooner rather than later. I'd rather not keep her waiting.
And Aldrich walks over and says, "Best not try something like that. We still don't fully understand the magic that's at work here."
But we do
Henrik might
understand that
be
someone
able-
is dead. I don't know if that's going to actually get better with time or not. Okay?
There are plenty of clerics at my disposal. She died because of my shortcomings. I can see what I can do, but we need to get back to my city.
Fine. 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 Fucking fine. Whatever.
Jonna says, whatever it takes. We're getting her back. And then goes up to Malin and gently picks her up.